Bangkok, July 2nd, 1997. Before dawn, Thailand's central bank makes a two-line announcement. The baht, pegged to the US dollar for over a decade, will float. One small currency, one small country, one technical decision. Within 18 months, currencies and markets from Jakarta to Seoul have lost half their value or more. A dictator of 31 years has fallen. The IMF has mounted the largest rescues in its history, and economists have learned a word they still whisper: contagion. This is the Asian financial crisis, the fire that started with a single match, and the reason half the world now hoards dollars like firewood. First, understand what burned because it was beautiful. The tiger economies, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, South Korea, had grown at rates the world had never sustained. 8-9% a year for decades, lifting hundreds of millions from poverty. The World Bank literally titled its 1993 report The East Asian Miracle. Skylines sprouted, middle classes bloomed, and each currency was pegged tight to the US dollar, a promise of stability that told foreign money, invest here and exchange rates will never hurt you. The pegs were the region's welcome mat. Remember our Black Wednesday rule about promises and economics pointing different ways? The mat was covering a trapdoor. Here's the machine under the miracle. Because the pegs made it feel safe, banks and companies across Asia borrowed enormously in dollars, cheaper than borrowing at home. Short-term loans rolled over again and again, funding long-term dreams, towers, factories, resorts, golf courses. The mismatch stacked 3 deep: borrow short, invest long. Borrow dollars, earn baht. Borrow on connections, not cash flow. The era's polite term was crony capitalism. By 1997, several countries owed more short-term dollars than their central banks held in reserves. Read that again. The fire exits were narrower than the crowd. All anyone needed was a reason to run. The reason came from Bangkok's skyline itself. Too many towers, too few tenants, property loans souring. Speculators, the same species we met breaking the pound, began testing the baht's peg. Thailand's central bank fought like a lion and bled like one. Tens of billions of reserves burned defending the promise until almost nothing real remained behind it. On July 2nd, the surrender, the baht floated and fell, eventually losing more than half its value. Every dollar borrowing Thai company saw its debts nearly double overnight in a currency it could not print. Sound familiar? It should. It's Greece's trap, discovered a decade early at the speed of a currency market. Then came the discovery that named the era. Panic doesn't check passports. Investors looked at Thailand, then looked at everything that resembled Thailand, and fled it all. Indonesia's rupiah collapsed by around 80%. Jakarta burned in riots, and Suharto, ruler for 31 years, resigned. Malaysia slammed capital controls shut, its leader blaming rogue speculators by name. Mighty South Korea, the world's 11th largest economy, home of the Chaebol giants, came within days of default before a Christmas Eve rescue. Money that had taken a decade to arrive left in weeks. The miracle hadn't been fake. The funding had been fickle. The tide, as always in this series, revealed who was swimming naked. It just did it to half a continent at once. The IMF arrived with over $100 billion, and conditions, slash budgets, raise interest rates, close weak banks. To this day, economists argue whether that medicine treated the disease or deepened it. What nobody disputes is the photograph seared into Asia's memory, the IMF's chief, standing arms crossed over Indonesia's president as he signed. The crisis passed faster than Japan's. Most tigers were growing again within 2 years, but the region drew one iron conclusion: never again depend on foreign mercy. Asia began hoarding reserves on a scale never seen, building dollar fortresses. And that torrent of Asian savings, parked in American debt, helped inflate the very housing bubble that exploded in 2008. In this series, every fire buys the kindling for the next one. The warning sign of 1997 fits any country and any household. Borrowing short-term in someone else's currency is renting your solvency from strangers' moods. When the mood changes, the debt stays and the funding runs. Check the mismatch, duration, and currency in anything you depend on. And when capital is pouring in because a place feels unstoppable, remember the fire exits. It's not the size of the crowd that kills. It's the width of the door. Tomorrow, the country that treats default as a tradition, 9 of them and counting, yet was once richer than France, Argentina. A new fortune falls here every day. Subscribe.